Trump
A
me on that
dog
one.
is a man's best friend, but one woman has taken this idea to the extreme. What is she going to do? She's going to spend an eternity with her pet corgi.
Yeah, now, after Debbie Fleming's father died in 2014, he was cryogenically frozen in the hope that he'd be able to be brought back to life sometime in the future. That's what he believes, and he'd always believed that. And so Debbie now plans to follow in her father's footsteps. She wants to be frozen along with her dog. It's a rescue dog. That's a corgi called Sherry. There she is.
There's Sherry and there's Debbie there for that. So they're both joining us live by satellite from Orlando in Florida. Thank you very much, Debbie and Sherry. How difficult or how... Dad was your big inspiration on this, wasn't he?
Oh, yes, he definitely was. His whole life, my whole life, he wanted to be frozen. That was his wish when he died, and he got his wish.
Now, as I understand it, you go and visit your dad every now and again. Could you explain to us what that's like? Is it like going to visit a casket, or can you actually see him?
No, it's in a facility up in Michigan, and I try to go once a year. It's basically a huge, big cylinder that you cannot see through. And each cylinder holds about 7 or 8 people, and they're in there upside down. So if the liquid nitrogen actually falls below, their body and it gets to their head, the head is the last thing to thaw out. So that's why they put them in upside down.
So when did you make this decision, Debbie, that you would like to do the same, following the footsteps of your father? And what do the rest of the family think about it?
I guess I was in my 30s when I decided to do it. The rest of the family really doesn't have any interest, and I figured somebody has to come back with Dad. So I said I'd come back with him. It made him very happy to know that if this does indeed work, that he'll have somebody there with him.
And it's not that you want to come back with Dad so much as it's that you certainly want to go with Sherry. And the idea and this love that you have for this beautiful rescue dog that you have here, I think a lot of people will identify with that, Debbie, being buried with your pet.
Oh, sure. I mean, there's a lot of people. We have right now, I think, 62 pets already frozen. And yeah, I mean, why not? I think it would be nice if that actually does work and we come back. Why not have your best friend there with you?
So you've got this all
I don't know how she feels about it.
You've got this all in place, because I know when your father died, he'd been quite ill, is that you had to get things in place before he passed away, because it's imperative that it's done very quickly, the freezing, isn't it? That must have been difficult.
Yes, it has to be. Yes, it was very difficult when that day was happening, because I had to get the crew in place, and everybody has to be ready for when he does pass. Sorry. Because it has to happen right away. The head has to be on ice, and everything has to happen quickly to keep the blood circulating so they can get things moving and get him ready to go.
People must say to you, look, all very well and good, but this is never going to work. This is wishful thinking. This is a complete waste of money. What would you say to that?
I would say that 100 years ago, we weren't even thinking about transplanting hearts. And now, look, we're transplanting hearts, we're cloning. So who knows what's going to happen a couple of 100 years from now. And, nanotechnology, what's happening with that? That's huge.
What is nanotechnology? Forgive me, what is nanotechnology?
Nanotechnology is just a little, it's what I think of it as little robots that can go in and fix things. They can go in and fix cells. It's just on a miniature level. And they'll be able to go in and fix whatever killed you, whatever, maybe anti-aging. They can make you young again. They can fix what was wrong, maybe fix the cancer cells.
And do you ever...
That's nanotechnology. I think that's the secret.
How much time do you spend, Debbie, imagining what it would be like to be defrosted and be there with your dad and there with your dog? What do you imagine that would be like and the world will be like?
I don't know, but it's definitely going to be different. I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about it, no, but It would be nice. It's a nice concept, I think, to come back. Why not?
Okay. Well, I
My
hope
dad
it's...
always said that, you know, he said that if you get buried or cremated, there's zero chance you come back. But if you get frozen, there's a little tiny chance that you might actually come back.
Well, I hope it's a long time before you plan to go, and I'm sure it's likely poor little Sherry will go before you, but he'll be waiting for you. Debbie, thank you very much indeed.
And Sherry, wherever you've gone.
Cryonics, that's what it's all about.